All right, VC Carlson's contest. Show 4 records that were either given to you or that you picked up um, due to an inspiration from someone else. Um, and so I've got 4 here that came right to mind. The first here is is a pretty cool story on how I got the record itself, but gotten into a lot of different genres over the last few years, thanks to the vinyl community. The whole reason why I'm in the vinyl community. I have fun doing the videos, believe it or not, and it's created long-lasting friendships, which is also great. Um, and But a lot of what goes on my want list is stuff that you guys recommend and gals. So I kind of feel like my collection's been curated by the vinyl community over the last few years. Now, granted, I take off and go in my own directions, certainly, and then I have a lot of the things that I've come in contact over the years. But I mean, every time I watch one of your videos, I try to take note of at least one thing from each, and at least check it out and add it to the want list, that kind of thing. Um, so this first one, it was a long time ago. Now it seems like maybe it wasn't that long, but I got into I was really digging into Needle Groove's channel, Kieran's, and binge watching the videos because he had been doing them for a long time. I was way behind. I really was kind of dipping toes into the jazz thing. So he was one of the first that I binge watched because it was he had a lot of knowledge, so much so many great records. But one that stood out, he showed a Fela Kuti record, and I was like, oh, no kidding, all right. And intrigued me, and I just I noted it, but never really dug deeper. And then my friend Jeff Love, he come over, hang out, and I'd always play records, but he would just have his laptop, and he would just start showing stuff that he finds on YouTube. Um, that guy finds the craziest, just great stuff. I mean, he turned me on to all kinds of stuff. There's another one here. I'll probably pull it out. It's right here. But he played a bunch of Fela, and I was hooked. And I had picked up just a few of Fela's records, reissues, because they just got started getting put out over the last few years. Went up to Carolina Soul, and I wanted to be there at opening. I think they opened at 11 a.m. And of course, I wasn't going by myself, so I had my friend with me, and so we ended up there at noon. And the Japanese had beat us there, so the walls were just ransacked. I couldn't figure out why there were so many new sealed records on the wall, like new releases. I was like, it's kind of weird for Carolina Soul. This is the second time I'd gone there. First time was Free Jazz Collection, holy shit. But and I've told this story before, but I found a few good things though, still. And we were getting ready to leave. We had been there a few hours, and this guy just rolls in this cart, with a bunch of records on it, and African guy, and goes up to the counter, and they say, can you give us a few hours, or do you want to wait? And he says, oh, I'll wait. So he's just sitting up there, and Joe's up front where the listening station is, and he comes over to me and whispers in my ear. He goes, dude, there's Fela records in what this guy brought in. I'm like, oh, okay. So the guy got paid like $300 cash for the records he brought in, left, and I went up and asked the owner. I was like, dude, what's up? He's like, yeah, there's some here. I said, would you sell them? He said, he didn't really want to. And then it ended up there were like three originals in there. Original of Zombie, which my friend Joe bought. There was I forget the original that the owner kept, and then I bought this one, or U.S. original of Fela Ransom Kuti and the Africa 70 with Ginger Baker. Live. This is probably my favorite Fela record. It's up there with the London record. This is freaking killer. Well, and you know, Ginger Baker's what a badass. But this Kieran and Jeff Love opened the world of Fela to me, and led to this. And on Signpost, I forget what year, but yeah, not something you see every day. Not in the best of shape, but still, I'm never gonna run across an original of this again. So that was a big one, and another entire genre that Jeff Love turned me on to through the laptop, hanging out, was reggae. So he was kind of deep into that, and the first artist he started playing, this is a few years back, was Jackie Matu, and I was hooked. I was like, man, this is dope, and I immediately sought out this record, found the only copy in the United States at the time on Discogs, The Keyboard King, this UK original on Third World. And he is exactly that, The Keyboard King. This is just really dope record. I just showed this in another video for something, I can't remember. But yeah, just a pimp record. And really, this launched me fully into reggae. And there was a bunch of channels I was watching that showed good reggae, and I had taken note, but once I heard it, that was it. And yeah, so thanks to Jeff. And he also got me into some of the crazy stuff too. The Psych, he was into Brain Ticket, and Alex happened to be selling an original copy of Cottonwood Hill on Bellaphon. I think it was a Swiss copy or something, maybe German. Yeah, this is some crazy shit right here. And again, Jeff Love and the laptop, playing stuff I'd never heard. And so yeah, so that's like 3 whole genres that dude turned me on to. Next would be a big one here from the man himself, Mr. Carlson. The Sunday morning show, from the basement before everything happened, and I gotta say, man, the VC coming together like it did then for Steve was it was awesome. It really, hell, it made me feel good to be a part of the vinyl community. Seeing what everybody was doing. The GoFundMe, to help with expenses for the damage down there to his home. Forget about the records. And then the list that got put together, so we didn't try to send him doubles. I mean, that was a chore in itself, and I think Bill at the Vinylverse was heading that up with maybe someone else, and I know Steve at Value Vinyl was heading up a lot of things. I think that was his channel. Yeah, that was really cool, and yeah, I mean, yeah, very cool. But Steve always shows great records, and I've picked up some things that Steve has shown, and I was happy to know in that video he did not name me as one of the influencers. So, John, I'm not as dangerous as you think. But he would always hold up the download codes from new records, and first come, first serve. And I just happened to have a pen and paper right there next to the laptop, that morning when he showed Tunarwin and the album Majar, and I got that download, and I started listening to this, and this blew my mind, opened me up to Tuareg music, which I had no idea about. From Africa, nomadic musicians, and yeah, I definitely got it on vinyl, and it was my album of the year for 2019, I believe was the year. And I mean, you got Warren Ellis and Stephen O'Malley from Sun involved in the project on this one, and it's just amazing, amazing, beautiful record. The guitar playing is just out of this world. It's a very nice record, very well pressed. I mean, it's my album of the year, and this caught on in the VC, and I think part of that was thanks to Steve Carlson for sure. You know, like Mazzy got it. I think John got it. A lot of people really got into this record. So that's another one, and then the last one here was I think in my first ever VCLT package, which I got from Teddy. His channel at the time was Eat Sleep Vinyl. He's done the Vinyl Wing Ding. Now he's doing some contract work again for Acoustic Sounds. Check out the video for the new Kind of Blue release. My God. But anyway, he sent me this record, and it blew my mind. I had no idea. Ralph Towner Solstice with Jan Garbarek, Eberhard Weber, and Jan Christensen, and it was really my introduction to these musicians. I knew of all of them, but I hadn't dipped any toes, and this opened up, you know, the world of ECM even bigger for me than it had been. You know, the 12-string guitar, God, you know, what a beautiful, beautiful sound. Yeah, those are my 4. Hope you enjoyed me rambling on here, and great contest, Steve. Looking forward to the other submissions for sure. Take care. Peace.